Longlegs, the newest horror movie. Let's talk about it. So Longlegs is the newest mystery horror film that is out on the big screen for you guys to go and check out right now. And look, the trailers looked so good. They looked really good, man. I was so excited. Every time it came on screen, I was like, that looks like a movie I want to go watch. And then word of mouth, that started going around. And you could hear people talking about how good this movie was. So I walked myself to that theater. I sat in there and I watched the 50 trailers beforehand. And then the movie started. And then the movie finished. Really good movie. Really, really good movie. Now, this isn't your traditional slasher movie. So if you're going in here expecting it to be a slasher, that's not what it is. If you're going in there to expect this on the edge of your seat suspense thriller where you're doing these ones, is the scene over? Is the scene over yet? That's not what this movie's about. That's not what this movie is. What this movie is it grabs really, really interesting characters, develops them, grabs this very interesting mystery story, keeps you entertained, puts it in the movie. Then, on top of that, they throw in some insane scenes that are just outrageously graphic, but I love them. Because that's another thing I like when I come to horror movies. I want to see the blood and gore. I want to see bloodshed. Now, some things I really hate in horror movies is stupid-ass characters. I think most of us are sick of stupid-ass characters. This movie doesn't have stupid-ass characters. And our main character that we follow, Lee, is such a compelling character. And I was sitting there and I was so intrigued in her character and her story because everything revolves around her. And as you're following her, you're trying to piece together everything that is happening. What is the connection with everyone involved? How is this all happening? What is going on? And then Lee is like this character that you see is very timid. That is has a lot of anxiety going through her. And the performance is fantastic because like the performance of this character just delivered on every single aspect. Just the way that she is, her facial expressions, her delivery, everything. I thought she brought this character to life in such a way that you're just sitting there and you're like, man, this is a really good performance. Like, top tier horror performances from someone. Like, it's just that level. And the character, man, there's so many layers to her. And you're like understanding what is so special about her. And then as the story progresses, man, you just start getting piece by piece. You start to see things start to connect. The dots are moving. And then when it gets into that final act, because it's split into 3 parts. When you get into that final act, oh my word, things just go from 0 to 100 straight away. And it is bonkers, man. Absolute bonkers. In such a good way. Brilliant. And like the story itself is so intriguing. That mystery element of it. You sitting there trying to figure out what is going on. Who is the person behind it all? Who is Longlegs? What is that? What are they? Are they human? Are they not? Are they an entity? Are they a monster? What is Longlegs? That's the thing. Brilliant. Fantastic story. And I really like horror movies that are like this, where they actually develop characters and they develop the story and focus on that. They don't rely on jump scares, or shock horror. Even though I do like that stuff as well. Like, you can't have all the same thing. So I do like a bit of variety with the horror movies. I'm always down for a slasher. But I really like these movies that really dive deep into the characters and themselves, the lore, the mythology, everything like that. And there's plenty of that in this movie that I really gravitated to, sat down, and was so intrigued in this story. I was 100% in there, man. I thought I was part of the FBI. I thought I was part of this investigation. I thought I had all the answers. And then it was like, oh, okay, there we go. So that was incredible. I must say, though, I have to give props to the makeup artist of this film. The makeup on Nicolas Cage is unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. He looks incredible in this film. And he looks scary. He looks messed up. He looks like a guy that you're like, I'm just gonna, just go over this way away from you for a bit, man, because I want to deal with that. Fantastic. And then there's this scene involving his character that is very bloody and very gory. It looked incredible, though. It looked absolutely so good. I was sitting there and I was like, yes, this is what I came to see. And it was heart-wrenching and gut-wrenching to watch. And it was freaky, but in such a good way. So I really like that. Nicolas Cage is obviously fantastic as well. I mean, he gets to play like this psychotic thing, and it's just brilliant. He just goes all out in it. So I really like that. I also like the supporting cast as well. I thought they were all fantastic as well. Their characters were great. We're diving in, we're building relationships with the characters, and that's what makes the ending so like heart-wrenching, is because of all the attachments you start to build with the characters, the relationships that they build, so that when this big final act happens, it's like shock. What is happening? What? And then your heart gets ripped out. Just absolutely straight out. Gone. But it's brilliant. It is fantastic. And the writing is great. The dialogue is thrilling. You're sitting there and you're just engrossed in this conversation. You're engrossed in Lee explaining how she got to this conclusion. Her putting the dots together. Visually stunning. I really like the aspect ratio changing from certain scenes in that. I thought that was very clever and a very interesting style to do, but it worked. And I thought that added value to the experience of viewing it. So for me, I'm so glad they did do that, because they open up with that. And it was like, yes, okay, this is good. This is good. So I really liked it. The cinematography is great as well. I like the aesthetic look of it as well, through how they transformed it from our time period back. I can't quite nail what it is. I'm going to say it's around the 90s to early 2000s. That's what sort of vibe I got, because of all the computers and everything in there. So I kind of got a vibe that it was in that time period, and I really liked that. I thought they did a great job getting around that time period, somewhere around there, that time period. So that was great. Overall, Longlegs, man, it's a really good horror mystery movie, and I would recommend it. People are saying it was great. They are right. This was really, really good. I had an absolute blast with it. Let me know your thoughts on Longlegs. Did you guys enjoy it? Smash down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe. And peace out.